Let's just be real here. Netflix is failing because it is so expensive to maintain, especially in these times. Netflix has been a go-to streaming service for quite a while now. I do remember growing up seeing the commercials for Netflix and how people could rent DVDs or Blu-rays, and there was always these really cheesy commercials for said service where you paid $7.99 a month or so, probably cheaper back then, in order to pay a subscription service to get DVDs on demand delivered to your home. It was pretty much like the start of the subscription service for movies and TV shows. I do remember around the 2010s, I was desperately trying to get an account, trying to do fake credit cards, which is something I highly do not recommend doing, or just having my mom pay for it itself because I really wanted a Netflix account, mainly because a lot of my friends on Xbox Live had a Netflix account, so they were able to watch all these really unique movies that I did not have access to. So after I convinced my mom to let me have a Netflix account because I was a spoiled kid like anybody else, I was granted the access of having really cool movies and really cool TV shows to watch. Now, keep in mind, this was basically the only service at the time to do this. So there were shows like Breaking Bad, there was movies like Transformers, and there were movies like The Avengers, which hasn't been on there since Disney had bought them out. These were all critically acclaimed movies and TV shows that were on a subscription-based service for like, what, $7.99 at that time period? I do know that throughout the years, Netflix kept going up in price, up in price, up in price. And therein lies the problem with Netflix. It's pricing. I would say around 2018, Netflix was charging $18.99 for the top tier plan, and that was basically to have it be able to stream on 4 devices. Now, there were some perks with the top tier plan. 4K was rolling out around that time period too, so they offered 4K streaming services. However, most movies on there aren't even 4K, so why we're paying this top dollar price for 4K makes no sense. I think another problem with Netflix besides pricing is that there is so much content on the platform that it is so jumbled up with junk that nobody would really watch. It's junk that Netflix has basically invested money into, and it's just not really good quality for the amount of money that we pay per month on the platform. And continuing on with that problem, there is just nothing really new to watch on the platform. A lot of the stuff that Netflix brings is very old content that is being passed around on other platforms like Hulu and Disney Plus or HBO Max. Why should you pay the $22 a month for Netflix? And yes, you did hear me right. I am paying $22 a month for Netflix in general. And that is because I have my Nana, my mom, my dad, and me on my Netflix. Around 2018, like I mentioned before, that was whenever I transitioned to getting my own Netflix account and letting my parents share that Netflix account with me. And from 2018 to 2022, the price change from that time period was $18.99 to $22. It's been going up $1 a year. So right now I am paying $22 a month for 4 devices as well as 4K, as opposed to Hulu or Disney Plus, where I'm paying basically $2.99 for each service right now because I got offers for 4K quality. Now, obviously they have 2 other tier plans. There's basic with 480p, there's standard with 1080p, but these plans just do not offer what TVs put out these days, which is 4K. Most TVs are 4K now. And yes, you did hear me right about Hulu. It is $2.99, as well as Disney Plus. I was going to cancel Hulu, and Hulu decided to give me an offer of $2.99 a month for its services with ads, of course. But that still gives me 4K quality, as well as a lot of TV shows and movies that are presented on Netflix anyways. So you can see why people are canceling Netflix, and that's just because a lot of other streaming services are being competitive with their pricing and not monopolizing on the issue. Recently, articles have come out that Netflix will offer lower tier plans with ads, of course, to help combat the expensive pricing. But my thought is, okay, if they're charging $22 for 4K quality, then what will that lowest tier plan actually give you? Because the lowest tier plan right now only gives you 480p quality. So if they are going to run ads for, say, $6.99 a month, will it give me 4K quality on the movies and TV shows I want to watch, or will it just be 480p? And with that question in the air, then does that make it still more expensive than Hulu or Disney Plus? Because they both offer 4K quality, of course, with ads. Disney Plus not so much, but Hulu, of course, does. So would it actually be cheaper? I really think that with the Netflix issue that's at hand right now is that the highest tier plan is way too expensive to afford. Even though I'm paying $22 a month, and that's because I want all of my relatives to be able to watch the streaming service wherever they go, I think it is too high for the quality of service that we are getting. Like I said, there's not enough new TV shows that they're promoting. What, Stranger Things is coming out on May 27th? But other than that, what other new shows do we have that we know about that is being advertised constantly? I mean, Paramount Plus just dropped Halo, which isn't that great of a series, but they just dropped Halo on their service to bring in more customers. What is Netflix offering to its customers other than Stranger Things? The majority of the content that is on Netflix is just old and outdated stuff that we've all seen a million times before. I mean, hell, some of it I even own on DVD and Blu-ray, so what is the point of me streaming it if I actually already own the damn thing? I would say that they need to drop the highest tier plan back down to like $16.99 for us to be able to afford the quality of service that they offer. Now, I'm not saying that some of the Netflix original movies and TV shows aren't that great. There's a lot of good movies and shows that are originals that are amazing works of art, but I do not believe that it is worth $22 a month for this damn thing. And I really don't know how expensive it is in other countries, but I'm assuming that it is about the same price as what we pay here in the US. One thing that really upset me when everything hit all at once, that Netflix was basically losing subscribers, is that they blamed all of this on the war, which is stupid. People in Russia were being restricted access, and people in the Ukraine weren't able to watch it because a lot of really bad things were happening in that area. However, this has been going on for a while now. I mean, wake up. Disney Plus has all of the Marvel and Star Wars franchise on its platform. I recently got it for that reason. I mean, I've been a big Marvel fan for a very long time, and that was the only reason why I just got Disney Plus. Yes, of course, in the past there have been a few Star Wars movies and a few Marvel movies that have been on Netflix, but now that Disney owns the franchises, they're no longer able to get those on the platform. So of course, I'm gonna get Disney Plus for that reason. But it's still a whole lot cheaper, and it still offers a better quality service than what I'm paying for right now on Netflix. There's so many times that I've gotten on Netflix and just scrolled for about an hour looking for a movie that I haven't seen before, something that really interested me. And the majority of the content that's on the platform is not that interesting. It's not something that'll draw me in. So, like I said, I think the only way to save the platform is to drop down the top tier plan to $16.99 and all the other plans down a little bit in price in order for it to survive. Netflix has been a great platform for movie streaming services. It was basically the pioneer for subscription-based services for movies and TV shows. However, it has become basically a big monopoly on the subject matter, and with other companies coming in like Disney and Hulu and HBO, it would make sense as to why people would drop them because there's other content available on these other streaming services. But that will be the end of my video. If you happen to like my content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what you think, and I'm out.